All right. What's the deal, gang? What goes on? Jordan, welcome back.
What's going on?
What up? What up?
What's up, Hector? Hold on. Let me check what they said, what they said. Yo, Hector, you have any more accounts on top one?
No, I
all
only
the
have
other
those two.
emails? Do you have any?
No, I only have those two emails that I told you. The other one that's not
Okay.
even mine.
Yeah, so they're gonna delete the other ones. They're gonna keep that one. It's gonna be. I keep telling you tomorrow, but it's gonna be tomorrow. They had to wipe those from the system.
Okay.
Matt,
That's cool.
though, was submitted through a different system today, so it might be. You might have already gotten it. I like how you wrote, someone's trying to game the system. I'm like, because imagine how many people do try to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this came down here. I didn't really expect us to push through on this candle, but man, you see how our entry here is right at this level, right where the rejection should come from, where this top wick should react off of. So I'm not gonna let this go into negative. You know what? I might actually just move this a couple of pips up.
I got in at 44.62.
I wanted to. I just wasn't here. I saw it coming down. I'm like, I'm gonna get ahead of it and just. Oh, you got in late here. No. I wanted to get. No, I wanted to get in a bit earlier. 40.68, something like that, right here. But as I saw it coming down, I was like, all right, we're gonna smash, and I just couldn't get in there.
My stops are at 44.69.8. So.
Yes. I'd have to move this about 7 pips. See if we could survive this. All right, this is only 25% of the position. I'm moving down up 7 pips, but we've secured over 40 on 75%. Let me see this higher time frame before I move this. 15 just close. 30. 15. Yeah, this has potential to come all the way up here to 67. I'm not going to do that. If either we top out here or we don't. Yeah, I see you got in late, but then again, based on how you got in, you're probably looking at a different stop here, or maybe at a pineapple getting in there. Did you get in as it was coming down, or you got in on the top wick here?
I got in the top wick. In fact, I wanted to go in at
so my stop here should be a pineapple for you, and your overall stop should be up there above the candle. Right here. My break even should be a pineapple for you right off this level to the left.
Okay.
And a pineapple here at the top of the candle. If that's how I would play it. If I had an early entry like that, I'd have this resistance. I wouldn't have had an early entry though. I would have had this, and this is a pineapple here, and stops above the candle. You might see this level to the left, you know, but I secured 75% at 43 pips, and this comes back to B here. Comes back to B, and I'm gonna look for another position. Yeah, I think right where our entry is where it should react at, but I'm just not gonna let it come back against us and ride all the way up here. But this is entry. This is first entry right here, where if I were you.
Okay.
And then there's just multiple things. So you have this level to the left, but as you're pulling up into that area to the left, you're breaking previous hourly highs, and then you know your most recent structure starts to break. So I would probably keep it within this candle here and at the top of the candle right here. I like this area the most because you already have wicks off that area. Now you had that little closure there. Top wick that you can use as a stop, and you really drove from here in the previous hourly. Hold on, let me
that's what I was basing everything off of the 1 hour, but I saw the little resistance that was created on the 15 on the to the left.
Yeah,
I wanted to go in there, but then
so once this
started-
candle pulls down like this, it's very overextended. If you're looking for a top wick
Okay.
sell, you want it to come off resistance. So honestly, this probably right here should have been the only sell that you could have taken. But
yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
right, that's the only sell I see here. But if you're looking everywhere else, right, like there's no multiple time frames here. You have 1530, but there's no smaller and higher time frame confluence. Like if you have the 1 hour and a 15, or the 4 hour and a 30 and or 15, that's strong on a higher time frame. I just don't see this as a resistance on you know. Then you say to yourself, all right, the hourly closed right at support. If we're gonna get a top wick to push down, I need to have some range to get down here to the support. If I'm taking this sell right here, I'm going break even here.
Okay.
I'm going break even here at like 18 pips, 20. It's right into resistance. And then overall, like look at it this way. If you got rid of everything, right? If you get rid of everything here, you say to yourself, all right, we just had this massive push. I want to get in it off a top wick. Nice push, right? Strong bearish push, top wick opening. You want it to be on the higher time frame, but if you look at this push, you say to yourself, man, where was the best freaking entry within here? Is it really down here, or was it up here?
Oh.
That's the top wick you want to look for. You got that. You were closing above. You had the support here. Right, so you're holding it, all of a sudden closure below the range, higher time frame below the range. Nice push. That's where you're entering. You want to be in at this level, stops here, because when the move happens, you got the move.
Okay.
Now you got the move, and the range that it left you. Sometimes the move, this doesn't exist here, right? You black that out, and the range is heavy. Sometimes this isn't here, and you get that breakdown here, and you got a lot of range to go here. You're like, all right, it can push, but you can't ignore levels to the left.
Okay.
If you get rid of them, boom, this sucker's here, there. You don't
see it now.
you don't want to ignore that. You went right into it. The move was right to it. By this time, this is where you're break even and letting the runner on. But yeah, you really want to be off the wick, off the re-break, but not down here, attempting to just, get the little, trickle down, whatever's left after the bounce. You like the bounce here. I'm drawing with black. Can't see shit. You like the bounce here. You like the drive up, right? But you got this support here. This drive up hasn't happened here yet. When it comes back, holds resistance, then you can take that move. But as this happened and it held this higher time frame, there's no point in taking this top wick sell because it's going into a wall. You're selling it into a wall. And the thing is, you're not just selling into a wall. You've already hit that wall and you've bounced off that wall. And now you're like, you know what? Let me fucking run head first into it again.
Yeah.
Like, remember the story with Joe, about Joe that I said? And the hot coffee? You ever take a sip of a hot coffee? What's the very next thing you do after you burn your tongue? You fucking take another sip.
They take it again. Yeah.
Like, so that first sip tells you were wrong, right? Now you gotta learn from it. And that second sip tells you didn't learn shit. So, this first bounce into a wall, pushed back up right off support, damn, support. Oh, we didn't learn that shit? Let's try it again. Oh, fuck, support.
Yeah.
Take it after a break of support or after a hold of resistance.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that when it started going up. I'm like, oh, and then I kind of zoom out and I saw that. I'm like, oh, yeah. This is not good.
You know, a lot of times I used to make, it wasn't even a mistake I made. I was just being lazy. I used to hate charting. I used to hate flipping through the time frames. I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna stick to the 15.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick to the 5. I used to hate it. But you got to make it routine. You got to make it routine because it's all data. It's like, hey, I'm gonna give you, you know, the Fed's diary or the background or like behind the scenes report on what they're thinking, what their thought process is, and this way you could get a bit of ahead of the market. And you're like, nah, I'm just gonna wait for the decision tomorrow. But bruh, like, free money. Yeah, just wait. The people, because you know, people are lazy. I was lazy. Like it doesn't require massive effort. People have a hard time doing things that they're not really good at. But the only way to get good at something is to actually just do it. Keep doing it.
Do it, yeah. I know, I totally understand it. Won't happen.
Well, let's get rid of
happen again.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I do? I take screenshots of shit that I should have seen, that I didn't recognize, and I look at those screenshots, and then as I see them in the market, I'm reminded of the screenshots that I take.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I was just looking at this. I just have a slide. I don't have really particular, like, oh, in this move, this happened, this. No, I take a screenshot and I have a folder of watch out for this bullshit. And it's just, you know, I look at it, I can tell. I don't even need to describe it. If I see a picture, I can just tell what the bullshit was. Like, well, I didn't recognize something. I did the same mistake 2 or 3 times in a row, you know, and then fucking... Yeah. I was like, damn, I just took this trade the same way. I didn't learn from that. I gotta optimize the pancake here at this level, at that level. I gotta build upon what I'm doing. Otherwise, it's not constructive. If it's not constructive, I mean, are you growing? There's no way your goals get smashed if you're not growing.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's do it. Since we got that W right before stream, the signal channel 8. Let me let some of the Zoom members in. Let's get a breakdown going. So the daily did close bullish. We closed bullish above the most recent daily resistance, above the range. Today we already made this bottom wick. Look at that, we're coming back up. So our sell was the bottom wick. 4-hour bullish, never broke that low. Coming up, so the 4-hour and the daily are both bullish. The hourly closed at support, indicating that we might start moving back up. Bullish. 30 has broken the previous 30 high, which faked out. Bullish. Faked out bullish, right? Close below, close back up above. We see a level right there. See it close above. Yeah, we didn't get a bottom wick on this candle, but the results still the same. Still closed above, broke the highs, and pushed up to the top of the range. 15. All right, top of the smaller time frame range. So we are bullish at a resistance for the session, specifically right now. We have a little level here, little level, and what we want to see, market react at this level and show its hand. Previous 15, no top wick. Opened, no bottom wick, top wick into resistance. Highly likely this candle flips bearish and creates that bottom wick. This tells us no range. This tells us we've tapped resistance. This tells us there's no bottom wick when 95% of candles have them. AKA, we should come down and make that bottom wick. Will I bet on it off the rip? No, I want to see some indication that we're gonna close back down in range, that we're gonna respect this resistance. Maybe we can actually look for that bottom wick to be made and get in it, or ideally we can hold some of this resistance, make a bottom wick, come back up, close above, and then we'll look for buys. Capiche? How will that look? It could possibly look like fake out. No bottom wick here. Bottom wick opening on the next candle. See a level here, bottom wick opening. Next candle, we come down, tap this area. Up we go. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so that will be it. No, not today, kiddo. No, I did not say today. No, I didn't. All right, 5 only. Okay. What do you got to say? Yeah. Oh, see, it didn't take. You know what that means? They don't want you to have a bigger pool than Kanye. Yes, they do. Well, they don't want you to have more Robux than Kanye. No, they don't. Now, why does this iPad look like a rainbow? Why is it curved? Since when is our iPad's curved? Stop slamming it when you lose. Sammy does that? All right, here. What are you doing? Let me get rid of this. Clear. All right. Can you explain why that line you drew is resistance? Sorry, I'm newer trader. Wait, what line? This right here? Okay, so stop drooling on me, bro. Okay, so this is a supply zone, right? We have historical price data to tell us that we've rejected off this level here. 4466.7. We look to the left. That's what we do, right? Technical analysis, study of historical price data. 15 closed over here, rejected. We held this level. So it's a supply zone. If we hold it again and close right at it, supply zone's confirmed for me, and this becomes a resistance. And we close right at it, or we close. See how we're sweeping the highs here, but we haven't closed just yet. Once we close, I'm going to trust gold to be what it's telling me it is. Closes above it, I'm going to disregard it for in the meantime to see what the next candle does. It closes below it, I'm going to see if there's any indication for an entry to come down, since we don't have a bottom wick here and it should be made, and since we held resistance. See, in this case, we don't have a bottom wick. It wasn't made, but we didn't hold resistance. There's room to come up. So, might not need a bottom wick on the very next candle if there's enough volume to just push us. Might have been a strong level. There's enough volume to just keep pushing. Great. Then we should be able to close above, disrespect this as a resistance, stay above it, and then call this a support. See, that's a bit arbitrary right there, right on it. So the did close above. I'm not gonna have any positions here just yet. I need more. Maybe this candle can come down, tap these areas to the left like we were talking about, and then still come back above. That gives us structure. That gives us a range. Right? A bearish closure here at this area will give us a structure, because now you're creating resistance. If you are gonna come up, you're going to need to create a support, if so facto, right? Or you're going to need to bounce off a support. So if you're able to then bounce up and close back up above, we can start establishing this area as a support, and we can start looking for these bottom wick entries to finish out the range here. But that's only if we're coming up. Right, because we are bullish overall, but on the higher time frame. So I'd rather see I'd rather see this bullish closure on the hourly and then get a bottom wick and buys. And that would fall in line, right? The hourly closes here in 30 minutes. We can get the bottom wick here over the next 15-minute or 30-minute candle. We can get that closure on the beginning of the next hourly and continue. Or we can close above right now. Next hourly, first 30 gives us that bottom wick. How does it do it? If we close above right now, that first 30 could have two 15-minute candles do this with a fake out. That's your 30. This is the hourly bottom wick now, right? The hourly now looks like this as you're flipping. Next candle, 15 or 30. That's your next 1 hour candle. Anatomy of a candle. That's what we do here. That's how you're gonna read candles backwards. But that's not to say we can't get sells here. Like I said, it'll have to fall in line. If we can fake out and get a strong bearish closure and an immediate opening of a top wick before filling the range down here, before filling 61, before filling 59, we might have sells. We understand market's not going to move in a straight line here. It's going to be parabolic. And if we're able to read it and we understand where to get them, don't box yourself in. Yeah, well, at this level, it's only buys here. It's only sells here. Yeah, great. But like we're not on the same level, because I can read the buys and the sells here and take advantage of both. The key will be which one's the higher probability. Which one which one gives you the potential for comfort, peace, and earning. Feel me? Hey, Josh in the building. Welcome to the Zoom. Come on in. So yeah, explains it. How awesome it is to be trading with none of this bullshit, right? Oh wait, that's not bullshit. None of this and fucking Batman signals and all this shit and like 4 arrows. Like, holy shit. And then you got one of these going on. Fuck. And then you got like... You ever do this shit and just go out in public? People think you're fucking solving the like universal fucking problems of life. I don't know. People are like, so have you contacted aliens yet?
When I first
I'm like, hold
trading,
on, after I chart this up, I'm gonna have the fucking trajectory to reach out.
That scared me away, Wix, when I first started trading. I'm like, what is this?
Be like, all these, and then you got the fucking,
like
you got
I'm
the
like...
MACD and the RSI running on the bottom. I don't, and then a fucking Bollinger Band just fucking zips right through your fucking chart. And then you're like, oh yeah, we're tapping the line, and you're not even sure if it's a Bollinger Band or a fucking EMA crossover. Like, damn. Yeah. That's what Allen Iverson should have had, an EMA crossover. He had a regular crossover. If he had an EMA crossover, that boy would have won a championship. He needs more practice. Ah, shit.
I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
Word. Yeah, I used to, bro, when I used to trade like this, I would love opening up my computer. I'd open up my computer in public and be like, yeah, you motherfuckers don't even know. You don't even know. I'm getting a Nobel Peace Prize for this. Einstein ain't got shit on me. What? Yeah, you better believe it. We're bringing the rainbow back. Yeah, you LGBT HDTV people thought you were gonna have the rainbow? Nah. We're bringing it back with a fib. Can't have the rainbow. I don't even know. I'm building anti-gravity here right now. Let's get rid of this shit. People just show up to the stream. Even ICT people show up to the stream and are like, what the fuck is that? That shit don't work. You know your strategy's fucked when the ICT people are making fun of you. Yeah. That's still, none of that is as bad as the MLM people. Oh, you day trade? Word, what rank are you? Remember those guys back in the day? Those were fun. Q just had a funny post on it. I was dying laughing. I was like, that's so true. Deleting MACD and Fib tool while at the gas station using their Wi-Fi. Yeah, you guys remember the MLM shit? Like, oh, you day trade too? Dawg, that's sick. Yeah, what rank are you? We're like, sign me up. This industry was fucked. Yo, did you get that second pineapple up here? Heck,
No, I actually closed earlier, like around
Bruh.
44.60. I just wanted to do risk management. I'm like, I'm not gonna.
Oh, hold on. You got it. You got out at 60. So you
Yeah,
you didn't lose
at
money.
65. At
Oh,
65.
all
at
right, all right. So
65.
you're down a little bit.
Yeah.
That's nothing. That's
Yeah, down $400. So it's okay.
man.
I'll get
this
it back.
pineapple right here with a paper.
I know you told me. I'm watching it and I'm like,
I don't know,
and you
man.
called it right at the stop. That's where I had the stop loss, and you said you should be taking that and then move your stop loss, but I didn't do it.
That's where my pineapple would have been 68.9. But honestly,
Yeah.
I probably would have closed right here at this wick, regardless if I'm break even or not. So if I had an entry at 62 and 68.9, this is what 60 is. This would have been roughly, if you probably would have been down a few pips. But I would close it there because of this wick that brought you out. Like you might tap this area here right now and skyrocket.
I'll let you know where I
But
closed it. Let me
if you
see.
don't, the cool thing about this, yeah, that alley was still bearish. If this closes back in range, remember we just said we're going to look to make a decision at this area. We understand that historically, right? If we look to the left, market has reacted here, here. Well, next time we get there, it is highly likely to react there again. Also, that support right there, that wick reacted right off that level. Now you close a little bit above it, but if we get this bearish closure here, man, that next candle has potential to bring us all the way back down to the flip.
I closed out 44.66.1. So
That's not bad, man. That's
yeah,
almost the break even.
$427 or something.
You
like
make that
So
back
I
in
was
the next trade.
Yeah, I know. Before I would have gotten like, oh, crazy about it and stuff, but now, man, it's all different.
The problem is I've been successful with you in the past, just wasn't consistent. And when I try to go off on my own, I just end up gambling, even using AI. Any thoughts on people just straight copying your trades and stops until it sinks in? I think there's a lot more to that. I think you've got to be, not, people say get obsessed with it, but you got to be active. Like you can want to learn as much as you can, but you got to put yourself out there. If there's nothing keeping you accountable, like nothing keeping you accountable, you're not going to treat this shit like it matters. Put yourself out there, become like become an active member of a community, right? Like, yeah, you talk here and there, but like discuss the things you're doing and be okay with looking like a fool, because a lot of times you'll recognize that you're a fool on your own. You're not going to need others to tell you. Like me, I talk shit out here, and sometimes I'm like, what the fuck did I just say? But like majority of the time, it's I speak it, and then I see the concepts play out, and it gets more ingrained in my head that something is working. It's validated for me internally, and I become a much better trader for it. And you guys keep me accountable. So I guess in a way, like it's easy. It's harder for me because it's like there's a lot of judgment, bro. Like I told you, I get death threats in my DMs, but like I'm out there, and it's easier to be accountable because like I'm accountable to you, right? Otherwise, you'd fucking run me off the screen, and you kind of gotta build a mechanism in place that'll keep you accountable, whatever that may be. And you need to go off on your own. Like that's what you want to do. And the best way to know what that looks like is to see it in front of you and try to emulate it. You know, you don't just copy my trades. You start copying the thought process. You start adapting. You know, you start sponging off the qualities that resonate with you. You might not agree with everything I say, but there's got to be things that resonate that that you can make yours, right? Use those things. I say it all the time, use me. Otherwise, if you don't use me, I'm useless. So use me. Use what I know, what I say. You don't have to make it a part of you. Try it, apply it, works, doesn't work, and you really make this your own. I say this is an individualized activity. This is a individual sport. This is not a team game. Okay? While we share a very common journey and experiences and setbacks and the internal battles. It's still an individual sport, and you can't be successful. You can't base your success on somebody else's efforts. Your effort is the key. Your ability to interpret and absorb and copy and emulate somebody's successful efforts, habits, lifestyle. It's your ability to do that that's key. Mostly into the Forex markets. I've been looking a lot into gold recently. I feel a different strategy for gold. Does anyone think? We don't know. Not a question we can answer. If that's how you're feeling, then you obviously need a different strategy. But then again, is what you're doing not working, or have you not given it enough time, or are you just on a wrong path? Like, you know, it's just, or does it work and you're on the right path, but you're just not, you don't know how to apply it. You haven't spent enough time, you know? Just to each their own. I can only guide you. Can't, you know, I can get you to the, I can only show you the door, Neo. It'll be up to you to walk through it. You must walk through the door. Mostly clip that. That's all facts. Interesting. Recommendations of books or other traders. I've enjoyed, like I said, I recommended Meditations before. I don't know if it was to you. I like books about stoicism and searching for meaning type of books, which is actually a good book by Viktor Frankl. But if I was gonna recommend a follow-up to my initial recommendation, hey Matt, welcome to the Zoom. Yeah, if I was gonna follow up with my initial recommendations, I would tell you to read The Letters from a Stoic by Seneca. Really good follow-up. It's more conversational than Meditations, and very practical, right? Talk about wealth, anger, death, friendship, emotions, ambition, adversity. It'll be, I think it'll be more relatable than Meditations, but it's a very good follow-up book to that. Just don't bitch humor. You're abused. You're being abused. Great info. It takes time though, but you get it if you have time of it. Then not, no worries. Abused by Wix. I'm still early. Yeah, scammed by Wix. I'm still early on my journey. Only 3 years in, but I hear you. Thank you. Yeah, very early. Yeah. People think they're fucking semi-pro after 3 years. All right. Look at that. Didn't really break that low. That bottom wick there to the left. That's kind of where we bottomed out, right? Yeah, I think that's where it was. I said This is where I'd be closing 44.65. I don't think it went any lower than that. Barely. At 15 level there. Held.
Hey Wix, you see on that 1 hour time frame, it's giving the same move that it gave a couple. I think it was
This one right
yesterday or the yeah. Yeah, you see how this green candle didn't have a bottom wick, the one to the left.
Yeah.
Didn't have a bottom wick either, and it kind of made the same. It's kind of making the same move. And I just remember how you always say that. Just look to the left, and you're always gonna see most of the time. Gold makes the same moves.
Well, if it's making the same move, then we want this a bit higher. So we want to now break these highs here.
I was saying on the 1 hour time frame. That one right there, compared to the one that it's making right now. I mean, I know that one had a lot of volume, but yeah, that one.
See any similarities?
Yeah, on the
Look at the 4 hour.
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah.
bottom wick entry on a 4 hour after it closes support. You have a 4 hour that just closed at support. Bottom wick entry might end up retesting that high.
Yeah.
Good eye. Yeah, but there are certain issues here, as this one had clean range to the left.
Okay.
We now, all of this has played out since then, and this right here is not clean range since this played. Right now, when this was, when you were looking at these buys, this was clean. Now you're getting this push. Even if you push up here, you have this.
You still have
this.
Yeah. Okay.
This, you got this. So I'd rather just see a push up or a breakdown below here. The ranges are clean below there.
Okay.
I'd also would not mind this candle closing bearish here in the next 10 minutes, 9 minutes here. 30 closes bearish. The 15 is probably breaking the previous 15 low at that point. We have a new 1 hour starting here. And it's not just new hour. Right now we're in the 7 p.m. hour. The volume hour is starting, right? 8, 9 p.m. That's volume. This hour closes bullish. Next hour is going to need to make a bottom wick, most likely, because the previous hour doesn't have one. How do we make that? We might take those sells. If we're able to fake out here and close below this area, I'm going to look, see if we have enough range and see if we can retest the lows there for a bottom wick on the 1 hour. Ideally looking at this 4 hour, ideally, we're able to form a range like I drew up earlier, right? Form a resistance here, come down, form a support, and get that closure back up above. That would ride us up, and I think we have a chance to then just continue with the daily. Look at this daily. The daily wick fill is pretty big here, 350, 400 pips. We could continue with the 4 hour. Look at the 4 hour held support. You'd be re-breaking the 4 hour highs, filling the range, 200 pips. And like, ideally, we'd rather form a little range and then close above it for a buy than just look for a retracement mini sell here. So we got to wait here 8 minutes. Give me a sec. I want to run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
All right.
BRB gang.
Party.
Yeah, pushing up, pushing up. Yeah, that's why I would have managed risk right there. And that's basically as far as it got. Pineapple there, manage risk here. Minutes on the 1 hour. You got room. A lot of time. We could be up here in 3 minutes. So it should be position. Just said we might be up here in 3 minutes. We are. Three, two. Ah, what a nasty closure. That is disgusting. Yeah, I thought about for a top wick sell for a second, but it would have had to come up off of here. Just flip right away. No bottom wick, no top wick. Nothing is bullish. Look at the 4 hour. When in doubt, zoom out. Bullish. No sells here because of that bottom wick opening. Right, you might be holding the support to the left. Continue up. But wouldn't a range be exciting here? Right? Since you've just held support. With that bottom wick, you've tapped into it. Create a resistance. Give us a top wick. Come back down. We'll have some buys. Check daily candles. We're bullish. We're flipping bullish to drive up. Yep, there we go. Spoke about this. I actually think this wasn't too bad. It's very similar to what happened yesterday, though. Okay. Keep rallying. About to head out to see the fam. See you later, Jordan. See you go, bro. Shortest tempting, yeah, but you already made this top wick here on the hourly. Previous hour, no top wick, right? But you did close bullish, and the 4 hour did revert the highs. And if we're bullish on a daily, I think I'd rather let that drop go or let it happen and then follow up on it versus, getting in it. Because if we let it go, we can find support here on the break of the lows and come right back up above the range, and then it's buys, buys, buys. Damn, I said earlier, man. We didn't have a bottom wick. Right there, that's entry. I just need a resistance formed here, some kind of resistance to print. So you're gonna say my opinion in this chat, not in 1010. Love numbers in chat. No, there's nothing in there. Nothing in there. Oh. Onion, celery, pineapple. Celery play. A break of a bearish candle by a bullish candle at support. A lot of you guys will recognize it better when it happens with structure, which means you're coming up here, closing above the range, holding the support. This is a celery play as well, coming down. If you get to a support, the break of a bearish candle by a bullish candle here is a celery play, then vice versa, if you flip that upside down. Now, an onion would be a bullish closure at support. That's an onion. Bullish closure support. Buys. We'll typically take a pancake here versus the break at a high. That's celery. That's onion, and pineapple is adding onto your position. You can draw down off a top wick entry, bottom wick, whatever it is. Adding onto your position as it's pulling back. Fish. Can you change your music? Sounds gay. You know it's not gay? Oh, man.
What a stupid question that is.
No, I can't change my music. Your music ain't gay. Are you really profitable? Part of the strategy, gay music strategy. All right, those in here. No, there's no bottom wick entries anywhere here. I need to resist. I like this level to the left. I don't like it immediately to get a bottom wick and bounce. I'd rather form a range first, and then we can look for this as the bottom wick entry. But right now, closing right at this area. Let's get a resistance formed, and it will show up at some point. Let's get a support as a catalyst for the drive up, and then continue. Yeah. I can see Sia at a ballet. Yay! At an opera and shit. Okay. Oh, and I'm up in the game. Can't take you anywhere. And we keep driving up with no wicks. 15-minute closure. I like it. We're extended. There's a level here I don't want to disregard. If it pushes up, let it push up. I'd rather it come back down, create a resistance, and then right? I'm not too eager to fucking jump into a market the way it's showing its hand right now. Plus, we took a W earlier, signal channel in here, so I'd rather it set up the way we want it to. And we see the market driving up from this area, right? Previously, boom, boom, from our support. What do we want? We want to use that as the eventual slingshot for our drive up. Which means we gotta wait for a resistance. We'll come back down here, form the support here, and then slingshot up. We've basically sent scouts to look ahead and see what's up here. And if it can clear all this area out for us, right? The scouts are going to clear out the field for us right now. Come back, tell us, hey, it's good to go. And then the scouts and us are going to go up together. But first, let these scouts go up here, see if there's a minefield anywhere in here. See if there's any traps, if any booby traps, if there's any guerrillas. Not guerrillas, guerrillas, like guerrilla warfare, like motherfucker in a palm tree looking to fucking hit you with a fire grenade. Yeah, let this shit clear out this field, this this war zone, and then come back, tell us, yo, it's clear, and then we'll go together. No, guerrilla warfare is terrible. You don't want two fucking apes just smashing each other. We going 8. Hey. Careful with these racist jokes here. Dad, I ain't racist, but I do know a lot of racist jokes. I think we all do. And why do we know them? Because we tell them. You just kind of pick and choose your audience, right? Got out of buys. Yeah, it's same as yesterday. I didn't recognize it. This is a really good play down here. But knowing you had buys right here. No. Yeah, no. I had sells to that area, and then I thought to myself, it'd be interesting if I close out the sells at the TP and immediately open the position the other way. And you had this nice little fake out here, but you didn't really get any more bottom wicks, at which point I would have taken the buy right there. Dark humor is the best humor? Oh, come on, bro. You're going to go there now? You know what? Yeah, I can't even say that on here. I'm gonna get banned on YouTube. Dark humor is the best humor. They are funny. Because I had a follow-up to that, but once again, you gotta pick and choose your audience. Redact, you might have to issue a public apology, bro. For? I don't know what you're talking about. For what? How did we miss that triple bottom then up? Where are we talking about? On that 15. Oh, right here. 1, 2, 3. Because I was in a sell from here down to here. I was in a sell. So this was a runner for me, right? As it came up, this was just, it just tapped me. It tapped my runner at B. Go to the beginning of the stream. Open up the beginning of the stream. You'll see it. I was in it. I wish to go back to the end of beginning. One hour running with no top wick. No bottom wick. Running with no bottom wick. Now, if I do this. Oh shit, why can't I do that? Is that disabled? Why is that disabled? Shit, I don't know. It's not flipping my chart, but yeah, whatever. A bit upset. I didn't take 4-hour flip and the 1-hour move at it became kind of clear, but not really. If you paid attention yesterday, this was the same exact move up here, and I wanted to show you, and I kind of missed it myself. I wasn't at the PC at once because we just hit BE on my sells here, and then we were able to establish this area as a support, and that's the same read I had yesterday. I looked at it like this, right? Where I actually was this level to the left, and boom. If we go back to yesterday, it was a very similar move. Where are we? No, it's 12. Wait. Where's 11? Right here. This. No, that wasn't it. Right there. There it is. Very similar move. This same thing happened there. And I did the same thing yesterday. And I was like, man, next time this happens, I'm going to establish that as a support. And I missed it right there. I had this marked off, right? We bounced into that area, but I even pointed this out to Hector that we should be able to drive off the wicks, and on the break of that high, that would be the confirmation to push up that we failed to fake out here. We should have been in there, but I had my level like this, and we were at resistance. And today, I just didn't recognize it the same thing. So I'm usually very good at spotting those opportunities. And if you see it happening here, I'm gonna show you right there. That's what just happened today. Look at this. I didn't even need to rechart this. It's almost identical here. Right. Instead of this area, it held that support to the left, bottom of the wicks here. We saw a push right off that area. The entry should have been right there. That break at a high, confirming that we are not faking out down, and we're going to finish the range up. It's the same exact move. I think I was just yapping through this. I got to go back to when this was happening. I think I was just a bunch of Japanese.
Yeah, you were showing me.
Oh, I was talking to you about your trade as it was happening, as this was happening. I'm like, hey, this might actually bottom out here to continue push up. I said it and I ignored myself because we went on to like the next topic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, as I'm talking, I'm like, why? This is pushing up. We're not in here. Why?
Not only that, you were waiting for. I mean, I think you still had your trade open from the sales, right?
Nah, my sells hit B right here as this on this candle.
Yeah.
Came back because it was the break of the lows here.
Okay.
I was literally speaking about it as it's happening, and
I know.
You have your moments. This is bottom, very bottom of the range. Rally straight to the top. No pullbacks, no bottom wicks, no gotchas, no nothing. Just straight drive. We don't know if this is enough volume to really push through everything, to stop here. But ideally now, you don't really want sells. Right? You don't want immediate sells. Remember, market doesn't turn around in one candle. Yeah, you can have some shit happen like this. Chances of this happening are very slim. Usually you'll get a range printed and then you'll pull back down, and this would maybe the higher time frame look like this, but you'll get your ranges printed in here. Smaller time frame will give you your ranges, and then you can play the retracement, the correction of this push. Right? You get a range here, you start printing below it, you get a correction of the push. Resistance area, higher time frame. Probably see a push up, but you want a range to print. If you're gonna look for sells, you're gonna want them after you break below that range, giving you a range to breakout to correct. This is clean here. If you see right across, this is all green light right here. You get the support formed, you start breaking below it, you get a top wig, break out of these lows, you're going to be clear to fill this. 50, 60 pips, that's clear. And if you continue up, you still need that range to be formed and then break the highs of that range because you're very overextended at this push. If you are not in here, you're not in here, if you weren't in right there, you have no business being in a trade right now. Not here, not anywhere in there. All business, baby. All business. So ideally, pullback, support at a level where we've historically found support, and yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers, we can ride up. Exactly, nowhere mid-range. That's why, like, you know, a lot of times we get entries on the low of the candle on the bottom wick, and then I'll have a buy stop on the break of the highs. And people are like, well, why don't you just add that buy stop now versus break of the highs? Because the bottom wick leaves you with really good risk management. The break of the high increases the probability of your trade playing out, but anywhere in between that is no man's land. You're not at one or the other. Setting yourself up for a loss. Or so, what do you see? I just drew it. Bro, you need a range, you need a closure below the range. Right there. Too many boxes? Little boxes on the hillside, and they all look just the same. Right? Need a range form, bearish candle, bullish candle, confirm resistance, failure. That's a range, right? Resistance, support, range. Closure below the range, range 2 breakout. Let's take the ride down, and all she wrote. I need a bunch of cookies here. Instead of saying that's the way the cookie crumbles, I'm just gonna crumble a cookie here. Salt Bay, Cookie Bay. Capiche?
Remember it. Write it down. Take a picture. I don't give a fuck.
It's like tennis. You ever watch tennis? I've made this analogy before. Made this analogy before, right? You have your tennis court. It's a tennis court. Right there. It's the net. You watch tennis, you'll see a player here. You'll see a player here. It looks like we're playing Pong. Behind the line. The ball is always hit deep here, or it's spiked into this area right here into the boxes. This right here, you'll never see a player standing here. This is no man's land right here, all of this. Because a ball is hit into there, and it means it'll hit your feet. So you're at the extremes. You always play either up front here, or you'll play behind the line. All of this is no man's land because the ball is coming right at your feet, and it's hard to react. You have the most control back here, or you have the most power and control here, where you can just make quick decisions, spike it, get it away from whatever person here can do, or they can't even react. Same thing here. Wick entry here, break at a high here, everything in between, no man's land, because the price is gonna fucking hit your feet and knock you over. Sweep right underneath you, take you out. Do I draw yellow lines for the 15? No, the yellow lines are my levels. That's my overall levels. Has nothing to do with 15, 30. It's a combination of top-down analysis. 4, 1, 30, 15. Why would you sell bullish market? Because everything's an opportunity. This was a bullish market, but if you sold here, you did pretty good. You did pretty well, right? This was a bearish market, but if you bought here, you did pretty fucking well. Shit, if you bought here, right there at that wick, in this bearish market, you did pretty well with that top wick closure. That is 140 pips. Not saying you catch tip of the wick to tip of the wick, but you catch 20, 30% of that, 50, 40, 50 pips, not bad. Like, because anything's tradable. You're obviously going to be able to make a read on that on a smaller time frame and say, all right, maybe it's better to let that bottom wick go and figure out a way to get in on this top wick for the bigger potential, right? For the higher probability trade. But it doesn't take away, if you're able to read the sell as well, like, and if you can read it at a high win rate, why would you not think outside the box? Why would you box yourself into only buys, only sells, only ICT, only price? Like if you can utilize it, use it, understand it, read it, make money with it, bro, do your thing, boo-boo. Whatever you can make money on, go open up a business. If you can open up a business and be successful, do that too. You don't have to do one or the other. Just, widen the surface area of your possible luck. Don't box yourself in as I only do this. No, it means you think outside the box. Anything can be tradable. Everything. Some people only trade this. 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 What's stopping you from trading all of this? From understanding all of it? From knowing it's not worth the trade here. Maybe this is worth the trade here. But understanding what's happening, reading all of this, everything becomes tradable. At that point, it's just, are you able to make a higher quality decision? Capiche?
Remember it. Write it down. Take a picture. I don't give a fuck.
All right. Rally, rally, rally. Yeah. The push up there from the price we were talking about with the 4, that was lovely. Building narrative from small time frame to higher time frame has significantly improved me as in terms of entry, risk management, everything. So many nuance. It's insane, and only experience help with this. Yeah, you just need to keep seeing things and being like, holy shit. It's not, right? Remember, it's not one aha moment and a breakthrough and the holy grail. Trading and success in trading is found through a series of aha moments and discoveries and failures and successes over thousands of them. You just get better and better without ever being the best. Bro, previous daily highs. Yeah, I need structure regardless of what happens. I need some newer structure, resistance, support, something. All right. God. Can you see a candle wiping all that out on the 15 to get a lower wick on a day to go right back up? I'm not muted. I was just quiet. I don't see it now. I'm gonna go by what I see. I'm not gonna, you know, wish it or whatever into existence, and because you get a very bad path to go on. I told you guys before, you get married to your opinions versus looking at the charts. Just look at the charts. Don't think about like, well, we could do this, it could do that. What is it telling me right now? Yeah, there's probabilities of certain things playing out, but what is it telling you right now? Holding resistance, you're not ready yet. Okay? You need structure. You need bearish closures. You need candles to close. Leg candle at resistance, no top wick, form a range, get a range 2 breakout. If you just hold yourself to range 2 breakouts when going against structure, your win rate's gonna increase significantly. But it sounds simple. Are you able to be that patient? No. Every day you end up driving yourself crazy and fucking being a patient. This is what I like to do with range highs and lows. If we can sweep them, get a respect, pull back down into the range, then we can look for some wick entries to come back down. But this has to respect multiple time frames, right? We have to have the hourly respect with the 15 respect, or the 30 and the 15, just multiple time frames, and an indication of us holding this level, maybe of a fake out. So yeah, the candle can absolutely wipe everything out, but like, what's the probabilities that that's the candle you're in going the other way? If it is, and if it keeps happening, there's something seriously wrong with your trading. You need to reevaluate and some more data. Happens once in a while, like, yeah, you misread something somewhere, you misjudge your stops. Maybe you need to plan your stops around the possibility of that happening in a certain situation. So if you think this is a candle that's possible here and now immediately, and you're like, damn, but I gotta get in, don't give it room. Only for this case, you know, every other time, fine, but in this scenario, just don't give it room to do that, and that's it. Oh, then it took me out and went for me. Yeah, well, sometimes it won't, sometimes it will, but you didn't give it room to actually fuck up your account. Right? One trade here, and even you can avoid that trade. Those trades that you feel where that one candle can wipe you out there, let it happen. Sometimes it'll happen. You're gonna be like, oh, great, and I let that happen. Now I'm gonna look for the position and look for that support. Or sometimes you're just gonna run, and you're gonna have to be okay with it, but at the expense, right, of comfort and being okay with, hey, you're not in that position. That's great. That trade wasn't gonna make you wealthy anyway, but it could have really set you back, right? It can really fuck up an account. It's not gonna make you wealthy though. You can skip that trade and go on to the next one. What happened? It's raining? Huh? It's raining? No? But it seems like a lot of this is counterintuitive. Oh, that's it. There was no more to that. It's just, it seems a lot of this kind of, so yeah, like, yeah, and that's it. About to be in the last 15 of this hourly. We're closing at this area, but I'd rather close somewhere down here at 44.92, right? At this previous level. So if we can close below there, and then get a top wick into here or into here, 44.95 and 97 areas, then look for that. Anything below here. But the overall range is right there. That's our level. Any kind of sell right now, like, yeah, you're trying to catch a falling knife because you're still above. You've had a reaction, not a rejection. There's nothing here to tell you that a bearish move is coming. Well, not yet. You can feel like it. There's no way you know it. You can feel it. You can, take a chance. There's no way you're confident in it with a high degree of probability. You probably wouldn't bet your whatever on it. You look phenomenal. Glamorous. Where are you going? Saving the world? What? You're a queen? Ah, all right. All right, queen. Yeah. I'm a soldier. I'm actually a knight. Does Her Majesty need a private bodyguard? Books, you know how to play poker though? Yeah, I always poker in the back and liquor in the front. Or am I doing that wrong? Right? Poker and liquor? Or we don't drink? I thought there was a bar in the front, so, But yeah, so I said liquor in the front. Just no pork? Yeah, that's haram, I know. Yeah. And then most places, poker in the back. Yeah, I'm with you, Daniel. I'm on the same page with you. If this candle is able to make this top wick right now, reflip bearish and close below on the 15, I'm gonna, that will close the hourly respecting this level. And I will look for a top wick opening off the 15 body. Top of the 15 body. Pork from Spain. Prosciutto. Jason Iberian. Yeah, or Jamon Iberico. What? That's what level day trader you are? Nice. Yeah. No, I know how to play poker. I'm not a fucking WSOP bracelet winner, right? But I can play poker. Honestly, it is the most enjoyable game in the casino. You speed me up, put me on game? Yeah. What a trade we missed, yeah. Gay. Missed the trade. Yo, is the black airbender in here? Bro. If you're in here, I think we should both declare for the WNBA draft. Since it's okay now and they're okay with it, I think we should all declare for the WNBA draft. Bro, what? I'm breaking some ankles and some hearts. Man, that shit need to be canceled. Oh, I am muted. I'm sorry. Actually wasn't muted and clicked myself to mute myself when I tried to unmute. What? No, I'm not talking about that right now. Where do we retrace to? Well, if this thing is going to continue up, a support. If it doesn't plan to chop around. When in doubt, zoom out. Wasn't bullish. At this resistance, we're going to pull back. Where did the market bounce up prior? Right, we have most recent. We have this overall area on the higher time frame. We have the 15 right at our level. And we have the previous resistance here. I would look for a previous resistance support area to make a support of previous resistance. Now I see this area where the wicks have tapped into. Remember I spoke about the wick overlap yesterday. I think we could see it here in this case, right off this area. This gives us a stop. If we break below that to 76, that's all right. That's only in what 14 more pips. Potential is much bigger on the buys. And you'll also sweep that low where there's no bottom wick on that candle to grab those orders. So that will make sense here at 78. But it really also depends on how we get there. If it's a bottom wick of the next hourly and we're above this area, yeah, if we open up with bottom wick first, that would make a lot of sense. It gives us a good stop. It sets a high probability position to look for the wick fill here, right? And we didn't get an entry on the sells. There was no top wick entry for those sells. Then that's what we're looking for. And you're also going to have, right? You have the 4 hour that rebroke all the highs here. Daily broke previous daily highs. We've been broke the previous weekly highs. And we got room to move up here. 68. Look at this clean candle to the left. So really depends on how we come down, in what fashion we get to a support. And this is a strong resist. So if we're not going to close above here, highly likely the rest of the session we might be spending coming down, which could take us into a 4 hour flip, 4 hour celery play, and a pullback on a daily. And not really a big top wick, bottom wick here on the daily. Already filled the wick. Right, tapped into an area here, previous support, could be trying to resistance. Pay attention to this area. Remember, I just showed this on the 15 and the 30. Remember, I highlighted it for you. Highly likely, this is the daily. You might have a push into here and a pullback here. We might see a heavy drive off the daily of 44.67 after a push. So we might see market come up here, get maybe a little doji candle closure here, and push up. Right in this little area, you should see a one candle drive through here when it's coming up. And it's usually not the same candle that brings you up to that area. So you get here, you'll get another candle, chop around in here, and then you'll get a push candle. And that's what we just had also on the 30 down here, right? Look where the arrow is. Sorry, this is from yesterday, the arrow, the 15. 30, yeah, no, right there. This is what happened yesterday. We're in the same type of area. See how you're approaching this right now on the daily, this area right here? Look at that. You filled the range, you've chopped through here, and then you push through it. We just had that happen on the 15. We're into that same type of area. You think the daily's not going to do that? The same things happen on, on every time frame. Candles are candles. Just had this little area right. Yeah, this little area right here. Look at this. You chopped around in here, right? Came down as that support, and you fucking took off. Look at the daily. We're approaching this area. Yeah. We're going to reach it. We're going to have a candle chop through this, get to a support, and then we should have a candle push us up through this range. And when you see that start playing out, lock in, that daily's going to push. Let's get some music back here. 30 might be closing leg. That would be, oh no, this leg? Yeah, I'm fine with that because that's a 15. That 15's engulfing this candle then, right? We don't have to worry about that top wick on the 15 because it won't flip. Let's see what we do, because I really do think it's too soon to call these sells there. I might have, depending on how we get down here, we might have positions here, gang. On the next candle, I want to see what we do. and what we hold. I would love for this candle to close with no bottom wick. That's if it can close like this, no bottom wick, we're gonna be in buys on the next, off a bottom wick on the next candle. A lot depends on where we close. What a rejection there too. So support, resistance, right? Form, you get a bearish closure there. Firming this level here. 45 seconds, but resistance. One hour needs a bottom wick. See what happens first here. Oh, it's a sell, that's why. This isn't active. We've made a top wick. We've came down here. Yeah, I don't know, Daniel. That's not a top wick I would have entered. Buyers are putting up a fight. There's no room here for an entry. Okay. Top wick entry seems decent off resistance to the left. That's too arbitrary. Look how bullish this 1 hour is. Oh, that's what it was. Ah, okay. I know we're still bullish on this 1 hour. That was a 70 pip pump. Wow. Need a longer wick for me? Yeah, I need a longer wick too, because yours is, you know, I'm going off the recent levels here. Otherwise, your stops are 180 pips. See, maybe we form a range here, close below, and then we can come down. Maybe we come down here and we're able to establish a support. That'll be interesting as well. Man, can we get a bearish lick handle here? Not the ideas in the bin in the next 5 minutes. Yeah, no, I wouldn't take it anyway. I would rather, after the bottom wick is printed here, I would rather either get that like candle printed or a bullish candle here and no top wick. Look for another sell. If that 30 closed low, like you said, no bottom wick, buys would have been lovely. Yeah, would have really played into our favor right here. In closure, no bottom wick. We're taking buys right off this level. But I think we're going down. Well, for now, look, the hourly's closed bullish. with range to the left. Feel like it wants to make, you know, crazy. I think, I feel, I see. Use your EYES indicator. One thinks we're gonna make a run higher, the other one feels we're going, or thinks we're gonna go down. One feels we're gonna go higher. And the crazy thing is, both of you could probably be right. No wrong answer here, just perspective. Yeah, it's a lot of things I've drew since then. This is what we were just talking about. Okay. For you to take sells after that bullish push, first you need that bearish candle here, resistance. Then you need that bullish candle for support. This creates a range. Resistance, support, create a range. What is gold very good at doing? Filling ranges, right? It's very technical. Resistance, support, fill of the range, aka fill of the wick. Wicks are ranges on a smaller time frame. If so facto, it's filling a wick. Now, once you get this support, the key will be an indication of either volume to the downside, aka a closure below, or an exhaustion of a bullish push, aka a closure with no top wick, or a leg candle closure at resistance. Sell stops on the break of the lows for you. That's actually a very good idea too. You got an onion. You got an onion here. I wouldn't say that's a bad idea. It's a pretty good idea. Sell stops on the break of the lows. Now that you've got that bottom wick, the key is range. And we have to the bottom of the range, 40 pips. Good idea. If it starts coming down, I will join you. If we start seeing a heavy rejection, if we start seeing this close bullish, I'm going to wait for a bearish closure below. But if I see it start slinging down, I'll add it on. We got another 120 pips. Well, you know what? No, I will not do it with that stop. These ranges are so fucking big. It's 100, 200 pip, 5-minute, 15-minute candles. Yeah, please drop a like, sub to the channel for now. I would love, though, a leg candle into this area. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, it would make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. But yeah, that would be the onion. Re-break of the lows here. 30 and 15-minute onion. You have an attempt to fill the range, fill the wick on the 1 hour. Bruh, give me no top wick. Give me Give me leg candle. Six minutes. Gang. Me too. Wicks. Want a leg candle. Yeah, I know, bro. I know exactly what you want. Leg candle. Because the thing is, this can't be a leg candle, but the next one can be a leg candle. This one can close with no top wick because this body is bigger than this wick. If the strong body closure with a top wick looking like there's range to fill, but if the next one makes a bottom wick, closes leg candle, like, you kind of want this to be the next candle here. Because we're in on a top wick off the very following candle. We're looking for this. Does this fucker want to re-break the lows now? Don't you do it. How much time we got? We got 5 minutes in this candle. Thank you. If there is no top wick on this candle, I'm taking a sell off the top wick off the next one. If we close below here, right? Ideally closure at 97.7 and top wick right into 99.5. That's so funny how we just drew that out. All right. I just look, all you got to do is look left. Oh. What does this look like? Literally just drew this. Get a leg candle, resistance. Fun. But you need candles telling you that's what we're doing, because this is the second time we're going through this area. We're likely to break. You need these candle closures with the 4 hour, especially being heavily bullish like that. But you just look left. You have precedent for it. Got 2 minutes here, huh? Give me no top wick. Give me no top wick. was like, yo, you can make whatever the fuck you want. You can draw whatever plans you want. I'm gonna do my own thing. It's not how we want this to look. But if we break the highs here, I will look for a rebreak of the lows. Because the rebreak of the highs takes us into a resistance area, and if we're able to drop off that resistance area to rebreak the lows, I'll look to come back down the rest of the time. For the rest of the session, for maybe that 4-hour flip. Got about 45 minutes on it. 35 seconds on this 15, 45 minutes on the yeah, you don't activate here. You still have that same idea, right? On that break of the lows with the celery play now instead of just the onion. Right, Daniel? Look, you're holding the level to the left. Yeah, especially if this can match some of these lows and then come up. There's no limit here. There's no limit order here right now. But we might have a sell stop on the break of the lows. Celery play should push us down. Also depends how I would expect a reaction at this level. 4476.9. It really depends. If this gets close to the end of the candle and we're pushing into here with the light candle, yeah, I'll probably look for a buy limit off that area. But for now, 30 and the 1 hour are coming up to fill the 1 hour range. The longer it takes, the better it moves once it breaks. It also depends when. I agree with you, but if this, like, if you're gonna get to the 4 hour closure, you're heading into like out of volume time. Damn, look at this stop. Current candle. Big ranges, big ranges.
Yo, Wix, I think you're muted.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. How long have I been muted for?
A while.
Damn. Yeah. We're in there. I'm in there. All I said was, will this support hold? Or will this one? Down here. So we're supposed to see a reaction here, but the idea is this break of the lows here, the market eventually came down to here, to here. I think we can match those levels. All right, celery play, resistance formed, 30 closed bearish. What we wanted was a leg candle into this area, though. That's the only way we would have taken these buys, right? So it's 1 hour. Nobody heard your entry? That explains that. Well, I had it on screen. I'm sorry. Me and Daniel were talking about having this sell stop there. I think you might have just missed what I was talking about when I was saying, good luck, gang, we're in there. And this is where my TP is, 75 flat. I think 76, this, like, that wouldn't have been enough. I probably wouldn't have closed. I would have been looking for that steeper one. 76. But I will go BE once the low is broken. Once we re-break the low again, we'll go break even. I would expect it to push to our little area here. Through the wicks. Yeah, we're going here. I got slipped about 8 pips, bro. On that entry. On the live. Yeah, I don't know how live got me in at like 80.4. And good 8 pips. This one only had me 1 pip off. I see this movement, but I don't see the candle movement. Given these trade ranges are big today. Yeah, once the low gets taken, it's GG's, but it's got to get taken. I would say it's GG's. You got that other level right before it, which is our previous support. So it might be waiting to tap that before coming up, but I'm banking on it smashing it to here, till this candle. But I'd really want to see. But it's got to re-break the lows for me to go break even. Or close with no bottom wick. Either or. Basically the same thing. Mm-hmm. Break the lows, come up. 30 seconds. I'm gonna go break even here. About 30 pips. It did rebroke that low. Man, it could make a top wick here on this next candle if it opens up with a top wick. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna give it room for a top wick opening. But if it opens up with a bottom wick here, gang. Oof. Closed with no bottom wick. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm gonna secure a little bit right at that level if we can. No bottom wick. We could ride up here. Make a bottom wick. No bottom wick. Actually, fuck it. I'm gonna give it some. Take me out. I think we have a chance to tap these wicks and come down. If it wants to ride up heavy, I'll let it. I think we have a chance to finish out the range here. But it'll be a steeper wick. This is the level right here I'm interested in. The wick to the left. Oh no! Oh, almost got to my stop. I forgot to move it. Yeah, stop's above the range. Damn, we were like 1 pip off. All right, gang. I'm gonna add on to my position right there. Just added on a sell. I'm gonna add one here. Market. Sell. We're going to reject. This is a rejection area, previous support. If we're going to push up, I'll take the L. There is some bottom wick. We opened up with a top wick. Owned. Bro, I lose. It's happened before. I'll hit my daily trailing. Okay. I'd expect us to grab orders and drive, not just flat. And that's not a no wick closure. That's 20 pips there. No, 10 pips. All right. We either get it or we don't. Very simple. 2.5. No, it's flipped the hourly. All right, we drive. Created a low. Why not retest the low? We'll see. I don't expect it to continue up. I could expect it to bounce off a support, at least this area. 44.76.5. That's why I moved that there. I expected the bottom wick to there. And I took another entry here at resistance to the left that brought the market down before. See the market tap this area, got in here, and came down. So that's why I took a sell there. That's my pineapple. Looking for buys? Yeah, might be buys. If this ends up pushing up straight through, I'll eventually look for buys. But I expect either this to retest the lows or the bottom wick of the next candle to retest the lows. Very simple. It doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Man, I like both my entries. Resistance at resistance. And range 2 breakout. I liked everything about what we're doing here. My live has the same stops. Down 54 pips at the moment. No, I'm sorry, less. 44, 40 pips, 39. Now, if we get a closure like this, like we are right now, and the next candle opens up with a bottom wick, then obviously that's how I'll manage. Bottom wick closure. And then maybe an hour from now, then the candle into that area. We'll see. Yeah, I see that wick there. It did close with a wick. I see the fact that it opened up, no bottom wick. And I see the fact that we never got to the overall support. And I see the fact that we did not, we opened up with the top wick to here. It's just, and the hourly already had the top wick, right? We filled most of the range on the hourly. Came down, rebroke the lows, celery play. It makes sense. It made sense on everything. Except maybe we should have break even here and held on to, but it never got to the support left range, so you're expecting a fill of that. You're selling? Yeah, I wasn't a sell. Saw about 40 pips. Didn't close. Did not close. 8 minutes here. Ochos minutos. 8 minutes for this 15 closure. Kind of confused what that 5 did, but okay, let's see. Well, it made a top wick to come down. Maybe resistance form. Maybe a bottom wick. We don't know. Hopefully resistance. 7 minutes left. Which means half the 5-minute candle has done what it's doing. Ethnic cleansing and genocide. I've last 2 weeks had a few just losses that don't make sense on there. These just do not make sense. Range to breakout, everything. Yeah, I know. I saw him. Yeah. When am I gonna be done? I'm almost done. I'm gonna be done maybe in about 15-20 minutes. All right. Why, you want to wait for me to go to bed? Say that again? 6 minutes here. I'm watching these wicks. This is what I'm. It's right here. It matters. Hmm. Fifteen closes in 5 minutes. Five opened up. 5 closed, no bottom with this. I'm gonna close the position here, gang. I'm gonna close the position. Right. Actually, I'm gonna move stops to break even. I closed it on the signals, but I'm gonna move stops to break even. Because I think this 5, I don't like the 5 closed with no bottom wick, and the next one opened with a bottom wick immediately. No, buy stop 35. What? 35. Stop. Yeah, stops it. Look at the 5. Let's look at the 5. The first indication that we might come up. We held, and now we've closed no bottom wick. This tells me bottom wick, you have a level here, support here, and a ride up. This isn't the trade I planned for. I planned for it to push immediately off my wick. The market is closing in 3 minutes on the 15, and the 5 is telling us there's no more range. We should come up, and there's 3 minutes left on this 15. So this is the last 5 of the 15. To me, it's... Yo, you didn't close on signals? Oh, I did not. You're right. I'm still open on the signals. Hold on. There you go. Closed. I think this has a good chance to come back up. Off that 5, based off that 5. I was about to call your cell phone. Kind of annoyed, man. That if that 5 prints with a bottom wick, we're staying in here, but I can't leave that open. I can if I stop paying attention to the 5, but then again, we just had this really strong push right off this level. I don't know. I didn't like the way that smaller time frame's printing here. I think there's more opportunity, but I didn't like it. This is one of those times where I consider the market giving us a chance to get out because it's no longer our position. Yeah, top wick, sell here, but you want the snipe off here. You want that snipe off here. You don't want market closing bullish or hanging on, to bullish momentum throughout the 15-minute. And damn, this is happening in the last 2 minutes of the 15-minute candle. Maybe it smashes and delivers on a 100 pip W. But, hey, we're up 50 pips on a day. It's just another break even. You know what? I haven't added the last 3 break evens on there. There's actually more. There's 228 break evens. Yeah, my apologies to the trolls. Like, I know you guys were waiting for a loss. I'm sorry. I'll deliver on that next time. But market gave us a chance to get out. You get out. I wouldn't be surprised if 5 makes a bottom wick here and rips up. Watch it rip up. It'll be funny. It's gonna suck if it comes down. Because then I'll be like, man, I should have left it open. You guys do that? Trying viewers. Nice, W. They only show up when I'm in a trade or in drawdown. When I gotta be in drawdown for people to show up. I feel more people like to hate than they like to show support. But like I told you, hey, if you're gonna quit something this year, quit hating. Quit hating and clap it up for the next man. That's the level we wanted to tap off the wick. That's the level. You see how you see a reaction at it? That was our TP. And we fucking got it. And we're out. That's a nasty 5, though. That is a very nasty 5 right here. And this one opening with a bottom wick first. But we're out. Hey, we love winners. Yeah, I'm a break-evener today. Actually, no, I'm a winner. We won before. Like, go to the first 10 minutes of the stream. It was a W. Now it's going back. That would have fucking hit TP here at 75 flat, wouldn't have? Oh, it would have missed us. I would have hit it now. 75 flat was the original TP. What did it tap? 75-1. It tapped 75 flat. Might not have secured us. Daniel, you stayed in there? Yeah, you did. I gotta stop paying attention to the 5. I've been doing a lot off the 5 lately, and I'm giving it too much credit. But man, I think it's kind of valid though. The 5 closure. All time frames are just different time frames. Maybe needed to wait the 15 out. Yeah. I'm not in the business of keeping risk on the table once the probability of your trades goes down. I'm selling? Yeah, we were selling too, and we gotta be. Well, I gotta be. Watch this shit lead to the 4-hour flip here and the rest of the day coming down. I'm gonna kick the shit out of Benny. I'm just PETA, don't fucking kill me if that shit happens. Benny, come here. Benny. 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 Come on, bro. React. He's been really sad lately. Sad upset today. Daniel, you tell me you're taking a W on this. Please. I gotta be happy for somebody in the community. That's another narrative I came up with tonight. What do you mean? I really did not like that 5, man. He heard me said I'm coming over. No, he doesn't want to come over here. He's laying down somewhere far. I think he's scared of me. He's pissed at me ever since I took him to the vet yesterday. He don't want to talk to me. He don't come up to me. Afraid of me. Got 30 pips? Yeah, look at this fucker running now. It's over 100. Close the door, please. Thank you. I think this happened in my last 3 trades. Looking at the 5. I got out. Yesterday I got out. I be in the fucker ran. gonna get rid of the 5-minute time frame here. My charts. I'm giving it too much weight. Yeah, the 1 hour fake out. But what the fuck are you gonna do with a 1 hour fake out and a fucking 400 pip stop? Did you sometimes just hold the trade no matter what, win or loss? No, I look at every time frame and I look at indications of. I like to catch the volume candle, the straight push. That's why I don't spend a lot of time in drawdown, because most of our positions are straight into profit. We really like the one earlier today. Went straight in. We didn't see a single pip of drawdown. Went straight into profit. If I go into drawdown, that means something was off with my. Very rare for me to go into drawdown, like and just enjoy. And then if that's the case, then it really wasn't my trade. And then I start looking at the smaller time frames for indication of a continuation of push, or a formation of resistance. So I don't often take on huge losses anymore. Like if I take on loss, they're very small and my wins are way bigger. A lot of times I'll get out at break even and then the market runs against for, 400 pips, 200, 300 pips. And I save that because I look at the smaller time frames for indication of exhaustion, no more range. So this 5 right here, and that opening there into a support, and we were above this range. All right, this 1 hour can actually flip right off that level. So I went break even. So I mean, if you've noticed, I get a lot more break evens than in the previous years, but that's at the expense of our wins becoming much bigger. And small and losses becoming smaller. Man, I don't miss those long hours of hundreds of pips of drawdown. I mean, it's kind of dumb because money-wise, like, you understand the drawdown, like, the market at some point changes structure. And if you don't get, if you don't see yourself actually getting into a position there, why would you want to hold a position there? So, I mean, drawdown doesn't necessarily mean the probability of your trade playing out has changed. But as the closures happen, as the structure starts to change and you're like, all right, next resistance, why let the negative position run up into the negative? Yeah, you don't want to lose, you don't want to take the L for the public, I guess. Like if you're out there, right? If you're a streamer, if you're whatever. But in reality, you're just taking on a bigger amount to then fight off. You can close that. You can let it get to that next resistance. You can take that position from there without having to fight off the loss. It just money-wise, numbers-wise, it didn't make sense what we were doing. 2 to 3 years. We were at 140 wins in a row, but at what expense? At some point, sitting through 400 or 500 pips of drawdown, we won 140 trades in a row. Five months of no losing, trading every day, multiple trades a day. And I'll tell you what, we would have made a lot more money had I accepted some of those losses instead of sitting through the drawdown. And then entering, instead of waiting for a pineapple, just entering another position at the pineapple level. We would have made a lot more money, almost double, because you're not fighting off that entire amount in drawdown. Yeah, fuck it. You close the position, take a loss. big hit to your ego, then you're a fool. When you go to the store, they don't ask you what's your win rate? What's your record? Imagine you go get cigarettes and they're like, yeah, but how many wins and losses you got? That's for you and your friends. Right? I got a lot more respect for you if you got $1 million in the bank and a 20% win rate versus, 20 million in the bank and a 90% win rate. The end goal isn't the win rate. The end goal isn't the more pips. We're all here for one reason. You guys want to get ridiculously stupid rich. You're all here for money. You guys want to make money. I've never heard somebody show up here and be like, I just like sitting in front of the computer for 18 hours a day. Why do you trade? I hate my eyesight. Trying to be blind, though. Oh, you guys fucking trade to make money. Money? I've been here for the likes. Some people trade, I don't know, like, I like being right. I like the validation of being right. But I got to tell you, like, sometimes being right gets in the way of more profits. Like I said, you'd rather get the win rate than the profits. And it's like, looking back at it, it's just dumb. Anglo-Nazi? What does that even mean, Anglo-Nazi? Them Nazis. Does everybody shop at the same keyboard place that Eddie does? You guys are missing buttons on your keyboards. That's all I know. Everybody got a fucking Walmart register keyboard. All of you. Either that or Eddie's keyboard is contagious. Teach them how to trade, I teach them how to type. Got texting Tourette's. Yeah, I'm kind of annoyed that that fucking cell came down at the end of the candle.
I did. I took a little bit of profits and then I put break even and
You never tipped your break even.
and I was like, you know what? That's it.
Did it take you out though?
Yeah, it took me out.
Yeah. There's just not worth the profits at this point at 20 pips. I really wanted
Yeah.
a lot more.
It was like $200. I'm like a little bit too just like recover from
This
the earlier
is
trade
such
that I
a-
did wrong.
This is such a tough level. I talk about these areas all the time, our reactions there. And they're very heavy at these areas when this happens.
Yeah.
You come down right into it. And like market gave us a chance to get out. The 5 is giving us indication we're going to go the other way. We're at this level. Yeah, we could come down to this. That's what I kind of wanted. But man, this, a lot of times you just don't get this. A lot of times all of this is out.
Yeah.
You get this, none of this exists. And then it's very easy to hold it. This clean range.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
get you.
I don't know. I felt like it wasn't my position after that closure. Check. Give me 1 second. Wix 9.2 is over here and 9.3. Stop. How can I help you? When am I going to be done? What did I tell you before? 15, 20 minutes? So probably another 15, 20 minutes. I love you too. Mwah. Give me a kiss. No, I'm gonna be done soon. Give me a minute. If I don't see anything setting up here, probably in the next 10-15 minutes, I'll be done. Go lay down. I'll be right there. They like it when I put them to bed. All right, the 4 hours closing here in 45 seconds. Huh. No 4 hour celery. No decision, rejection candles up and down. This entire thing is just a range. One big wick. 535 pips. Build the entire range. What's this though? We're still creating higher highs, higher lows here on a daily. All right, 4 hour close bearish. You're weak bearish, but still bearish. Came back down, respected this area. Go to the hourly. The hourly's got a resistance that runs across here. The 30. Resistance all the way up here. 15. 30's up here. Okay, what I will do is actually look for this no top wick or a leg candle into this area. If that's something we can get, I will look for sells at this area, looking to get a top wick sell on this hourly. So the idea, you can up here, right? Like candle area and top wick sell for this. Looking for that. That would be the idea. Once we get back up to this resistance, we can tap this first and then come back up there, or we can come up from here. But I would like a top wick sell on this current 1 hour. Right? We've faked out here on the hourly. We closed below the range, and a top wick sell would be great. But for that top wick sell, we're going to need a smaller time frame, 15 or 30. Give us no wick or like candle into this area, so we can look for that top wick sell. Otherwise, it's just coming down, and same thing down here as it's coming down to these supports. All right. Hold on. I don't have anything yet. We might. Yeah, no, we want not with that 1 hour fake out. 4 hour 31. Same thing here. If we can get some kind of no wick closure into these supports, I would not mind a buy here. Until then, I'm pretty bearish here with this 1 hour for the next 1 hour. But no clear sense of direction for the market. Now you have clear sense of direction up here. You have clear sense of direction as this is happening. Based on this strong support that runs across here, we could see a top wick on this 4 hour candle. Gonna push up. But based on the 1 hour fake out, that might be happening like 2 hours from now, 3 hours from now to fall in line with the 4 hour and create the bottom wick. God save the czars. All right, one win, one break even, and a bunch of ideas here. But if you're looking for a sell now, it should have been where we were, right? It should have been up there, and that range is filled. More structure. More structure. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a session here, gang. I'm gonna see you guys mañana, tomorrow morning, for sure. Yeah, the one I took to the doctor just came over. She's feeling great now. Yeah.
Thank
They
you.
always
Wix.
feel,
Thanks for
they always
reminding
feel
us, man.
great when they don't go to school. Like, right? Oh, I feel like, all right, you're staying home. School time passes. Like, oh my God, can I go outside play with my friends? I'm like, really? I almost want to use the N-word. It'd be like, really? They'd understand too. They know that's bullshit. All right, gang. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a session here. Zoom gang. I'll see you guys in the clubhouse side of things. Yeah, Hector for sure. Matt, Hector, your accounts should be on their way. For any wild reason you don't get in the morning, fucking text me. I want you guys to trade on it tomorrow morning. What else? Go get your top 1 futures account. Still 55% off if you use code Wix. And get the bundle. Get the bundle. Come trade with us. You would have had that session. You would have had that sell before the session started that we got some dubs on. Yeah, W session. I think we could have done better on the last trade, but man, I'm going to ignore that 5 minute. Bit more. Chat. Hasta la pasta. Mods, thank you so much for helping me run the stream. As for me, my time here is up.
Break out the red panties. We're rich, baby.
Just like that, another Asian session is in the books. Have a good night, everybody. And yeah, leave the red panties to your girl, bro, not to you. See you guys tomorrow. Later.